Hello. I think this crisis in the Ukraine has revealed a number of serious shortcomings across not only the West, but also, of course, in Russia. And one of the biggest shortcomings is an obsession with punishment rather than doing the right thing. We are too easily encouraged to find fault and to indicate who has done something wrong rather than to repair that wrong, rather than to do what is right. That's the first thing. That's the most important thing. We're too easily encouraged to apportion blame. Blame may well be there. We may indeed be apportioning blame to the right person. But if we don't right the wrong, the blame is irrelevant. There's a horrible story today, which was published by The Guardian, along with YouTube footage of people, refugees, coming to the Ukrainian border and being repelled by Poland, Romania, I think, Hungary, simply for the colour of their skin, and being left in the cold. Utterly unacceptable. And this is the point at which our Foreign Secretary and our Home Secretary should be acting, intervening, taking these people. We're not necessarily going to change the mind of racists, whichever side of the fence they're sitting. But we might be able to help. And at the moment, we are not helping. We are not helping because our Home Secretary is too busy drawing up plans that she should have drawn up in advance. Our Foreign Secretary is probably doing much the same. These people are completely inept and unprepared. They've demonstrated again and again that they're unprepared. They're not even prepared to give clear statements and to take proper questions in Parliament. These people needed to go a long time ago. And Boris hasn't got rid of them, and they haven't had the honour and the courage to do the right thing and resign. They need to be replaced by people who can actually take moral decisions. And it doesn't stop there. This conflict has exposed so much. And then when we look elsewhere, we look, for example, in Israel, where a grenade attacked a child, where somebody with a grenade attacked a child. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Children are dying in the Ukraine. You know, it doesn't matter whether these children are Ukrainian, are Russian, are Palestinians. It's just wrong. It's just wrong, and there have to be moral standards. There's a point at which the idea of an alliance is secondary. The idea of apportioning blame is secondary when innocent children are the victims of the thuggery of a malevolent war. Whatever it is, whoever is behind it, we have to help. First, we have to help. And then, if necessary, we have to apportion blame because there are moral standards. But first, we have to help. I'm afraid we've got this back to front. Our politicians are initially apportioning blame. They're too busy apportioning blame to help. The first thing that should have been set up, weeks ago, was our readiness to accept and assist refugees as they were fleeing the border and as they were arriving at the border of the Ukraine. We weren't ready. We hadn't anticipated this. And it was screamingly obvious that this was a possibility. The same story, incidentally, could be said of the Afghan crisis. We didn't anticipate it. And we should have done. At the back of my mind is the thought that actually we did anticipate it. And our present Home Secretary and our present Foreign Secretary chose not to do anything and chose to suggest that we were still looking into it, hiding behind some sort of bureaucratic formula, while our Prime Minister says that we stand shoulder to shoulder with these victims. If we stand shoulder to shoulder with people, then we are helping them. If we are not helping them, it is just words. We are being exposed hour by hour, day by day, as morally bankrupt. And we have to do something to turn this round. Morally bankrupt and inept. And I think much of this is because of the people who are leading us.